Here. This goes here. This all goes here. I can't breathe. It's in the fridge. It's in the can. Yo, if y'all only knew the trials and tribulations it took me to get on this live stream. Oh shit, I forgot I got a microphone on. My bad. Real talk though, this Mercury in retrograde really had me by the nuts just now. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I was like, bro, in the 5 years I've been on here, I don't think I missed one holiday with my peoples. Like, even if it's a 20-minute reading, I don't think I missed one holiday with my peoples. We not gonna start today. We not. We really the fuck not gonna do that. 2 links crashed on me. The first link that I set, I don't know how the fuck that shit set to private and not even public. I'm like, what in the bejesus is going on here? It's so bad that I didn't even intend on like lighting an incense, but I just went scrambling for a book of matches because we're gonna light some fucking frankincense. We're going to, because we need it. We're not even gonna talk about this. See this? Y'all clocking this? Look at my finger. I told y'all last week I was gonna be put together. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Okay? We're not gonna talk about that. I hope everyone had a good day today. Did I say happy Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving. I feel like I just climbed Mount Everest to get here to be with y'all. All right? Even my glasses is crooked. I don't got no munchies. All right? Not that I could fit any munchies, because let me tell you, your girl is stuffed. I see comments coming up, but I can't see what they say. So I'm waiting for this. Hopefully the iPad on this side loads so I can see the comments. And if I hit this, I'm sorry. Like, this is still new for the Tarot channel stuff. But I didn't know if I had it in me to like talk loud. So I was like, let me just use the mic for this live stream. We're gonna get into a collective spread. I'm gonna light this fucking charcoal and get my life together. That's what I'm gonna do today. That's what I'm gonna do. Because at this point, darling, let's see if I got someone here. Hi, Chinche. Why you said damn? Was you back and forth on the links? Cause yo. Hi, Allison. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Hi, Miss Pisces. Glad I could finally catch you. Hope you had a blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, girl. I'm glad you're here. I almost didn't make it today. I almost didn't make it. We're going to just light the copal because that's what's in there. It's mad breezy. It's mad breezy. 1,021 subscribers. My girl. We got to talk. It's been a minute, Allison. First of all, congratulations. And like, I'm not usually one to be like, I told you so, but remember when you wanted to give up and I told you to keep going? You remember that? You remember that conversation? Because it took a while. But you got here though, right? I love that. I love that. And we got to talk if you need help at getting with the AdSense stuff, because some of it could be a little bit confusing. But I got you. So I'm just lighting the charcoal. I should do it in the camera and then just move it to the side. We're going to light this up. We're going to hope it cooperates. I got some copal in there. I don't want to tilt it over too much because se me va a ramal. It's going to spill everywhere. Oh, this smells so good though. All right, I'm going to put a little bit because I don't want to get too crazy. See that? So I think we're going to tap in with the Venetian and with the 88 tarot. So I have this one here. Cleanse that out a little bit. I have the 88 tarot. Oh shit. Shyla's here with us. Being a good girl because I didn't even know you was back here. So we're going to cleanse this out a little bit. I remember that. I remember too. You see? You see? And we are. Chincha is absolutely right. We are super proud of you, girl. Because this journey on YouTube, it ain't easy, Bookie. It ain't easy. Right? And just for shits and giggles, because I don't know if we're going to tap in with the African tarot, but I have it here. So maybe. More than likely, right? And I just want to pull cards random. I actually really, more than anything else, want to tap in with you guys in the chat. So I'm just going to pull some cards, look at the chat for as long as I possibly could that is charged, and get some messages. And we'll rock out. I don't think we're going to be on here too long because honestly, I'm surprised I even got this much in me right now because your girl is tired. And low key, I want to play my Sims game because I've been like, it's like easily been like maybe 3 or 4 days, and I'm like itching. I want to play the game. Where are we gonna start at? I think we're gonna start with this, the Venetian, because it was the first deck I grabbed when I came outside to do the live. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start right here. Face down card. So the energy that is unknown. 5 of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, which is very interesting to me because low key, this feels like somebody there's a feeling here of abandonment with the Five of Pentacles, but the way that it's coming in is almost like somebody walked away or somebody gave up on a dream. Maybe even a dream of something that they wanted to do when they were young, because there's a baby on this Page of Swords. I'll be honest, even though it's the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, which kind of, if we're just looking at the cards, if we're not reading intuitively, it looks bad. But that feels loud to me. Like it looks bad or it looks worse than what it is. Because honestly, the way this feels doesn't feel as bad as what it looks to me. Does that make sense? Because it almost comes off as something that somebody's, whether it's you or somebody else, there is somebody here who's like, como arrepentido, like in regret, heavy regret. It's like, damn, I wish I should have did that. I wish I should have stuck with that. I wish I would have seen that through. I wish I would have, I should have, would have, could have. That's the energy there. The reason why it doesn't look too bad to me is because even though it's I should have, would have, could have, every day you get up is a brand new day. You have more options every day to be better, to make better decisions, to change whatever it is you don't like. You feel like you too fat, lose some weight. You feel like you too skinny, put some work in, gain some weight. You feel like your attitude's been nasty lately, do the work and change your mindset. And I know, don't get it twisted. I know it's easier said than done. It's not easy to just get up and work out every day for 24 months out of the year type of shit. Like, I know it's not easy, but nobody said it was going to be easy. But the thing here, the catch here is that it's not undoable, or it's not, is that even a word? It's not incomprehensible. It's not something that isn't doable. It's something that can be done. It's something that if you want it bad enough, because that's what they keep telling me. Do you want it bad enough? Because if you want it bad enough, it's yours. If you want it bad enough, it is already yours. And so, does it look bad? Does this look bad to me? Oh, yeah. This doesn't look good. The thing here with this is somebody, and I think this, because it's the Page of Swords, right? So somebody mentally must be, or might be, or most likely is, someone's being harder on themselves than they have to be, or someone's being hard on themselves about something that they don't have to be hard on themselves about. And it's this energy of like, I mean, listen, I'm not going to take away from no one. If you're telling me you in pain, if you're telling me you are hurt, if you're telling me you are in deep regret and it's causing you a lot of conflict emotionally, mentally, like just your stability, if it's causing you, I believe you. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm not saying you making it up. I'm not saying you delusional. I'm not saying none of that. I believe you 1,100%. What I'm saying is it don't gotta be that way. Because if this is a conversation between two people, this is my man Chinche is in the audience, right? He's in attendance. I know he's in the whip with his munchies. He better be. If he knows anything, he's in the whip with his munchies. So this is for my guy Chinche because he loves when I do this. But quite literally, this is person A. Person A, like, yo, this was my experience. This is what it did to me. This is how it felt. This is the way it's resonated. This is how it's been ever since. Like, this was my experience. It's person A. And person B is like, but that's not trauma. Because nah, you didn't been through what I've been through. So what you saying or what you feeling or what you feel like is, irreversible type of, like, I could do laps around that. Like, your trauma, that's what this is. Somebody is comparing their trauma. Somebody's comparing their pain. The thing is, I don't feel like person A and person B is two separate people. For some of us, it could be. But essentially, the way that I'm feeling this is like person A and person B is, you know how in the cartoons they depict an angel and a devil? Like your higher self and your lower vibrational self, right? And because that's what that is. When we were young and we were watching the cartoons, you feel me? It's like that's what that was. The angel was the angel in us, the good in us, right? And the devil was the dark in us, the shadow. It was our higher self and our shadow, essentially. But that feels like person A and person B. And so again, like I said, for some people, this is a conversation amongst you and someone else or other people, and or it's the conversation, the inner dialogue with someone, because this feels like a mental conflict to me, especially because of the page of swords. This is definitely somebody who's like, what I did is unforgivable. What I've caused is immeasurable. Like, the pain there's no way to make up for this. There's no way to repair this. There's no way to come back from this. Somebody's also making me feel like they've lost their opportunity to do something. And I don't believe that that's the truth. Like, it feels like every time, like, someone's saying like, damn, I can't believe, like, I fucked this up. And spirit is sitting here like, what you doing is wasting more time, because I'm literally here waiting for you to make a move. And it feels like it's something that can be so simple. There's also frustration here because somebody's like, yo, this don't have to be this bad, bro. Like, you didn't have to drag this out. You didn't have to do this for this long. This is also bringing me now to someone who is doing something now or about to start doing something that they either have been pensive and thinking about doing for a long time, or something that they were dragging their feet about doing, hesitating to do for a long time. Someone's either now doing it or someone's about to start doing it. And it's this heavy ass feeling of like, I wasted all this time. I wasted all this time because really, I ain't have to go through all that. I wasted all this time. And I like, again, this feels like some type of inner dialogue where someone is like going through something and like processing what they've went through, what they've experienced, what they've said, what they've shared, all of those things. Hi, Chosen One. Hi, Miss Redmond. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Courtney. Only if you knew, girl. Yes, it's a word. It's crazy. It's crazy because the way that it's coming in, it feels like, I think for a long time, and no matter what this is in regards to, it feels like for a long time someone was, it almost feels like, because somebody, they're showing me someone walking on their own, like someone who's alone walking, which again, 5 of Pentacles, right? And so it just feels like, and someone who don't know no better, or someone who doesn't know the ropes, or someone who's never traveled on this path, because again, the inner child, or someone who's young with this Page of Swords, which is essentially has the baby on it. And so it just comes off as like, there was a time here, if this is not currently taking place for someone, there was a time here where to say that you felt alone was an understatement, complete understatement. It's like, yo, people really don't get it. People really don't understand. Like, I really have yet to come across someone for the last 5 years, 10 years, 8 months, however long. It's like, yo, I really have yet to come across someone who just gets it even on a surface level. And it feels very alone, very by myself, very, it feels sad. It feels sad. Hi, Michelle. Happy Thanksgiving, girl. Happy Thanksgiving, boo. Damn, you a blast from the past, girl. I haven't seen you in so long in the chat. Hi, Liv. In the bath, wine in hand, frankincense lit, straight vibing. My man. Nah, because Izzy taught me something the other day and I can't stop doing it. Clock it. I don't even know if I'm using it right, but I love doing it now. Happy Thanksgiving. We had some frankincense, well, some copal, which is essentially we're gonna talk about this in a second because this just whapped me upside the head. Because I want to check this. We had something, it's still lit. I think if I put some more on it, because you just reminded me, girl. We just had some of this. What the fuck is this called? Resin. Resin is what it's called. Because I was about to be like, what is this? Hold on. I'm wondering why it turned off. It didn't turn, the charcoal didn't turn off. It's just I only put a little bit at a time because low key, this thing kind of scares me. I'll be scared that it's gonna like smoke out the house. I'm not in my Cheech and Chong days anymore. So I'll be doing a little bit at a time. Can y'all see the smoke? I'll show y'all. I love this. The smell of this one is so fucking bomb. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Yes, I'm sending you a lot of love and hugs and smooches. Very isolating but pure divine strength from it all. Yeah, that's definitely the vibes, Courtney. What you speak, I'm living as we speak. Alexis, I'm sending you prayers, girl. Sending you prayers because this shit ain't easy. Resin. Yes. See, resin. Did I say resin? I think I did at the end. I think I kind of. So the card that flew out, was the Ace of Cups, which in this deck is the man. This is very machismo. This is very, it's very masculine, this energy. Now, the thing with this, first of all, this could definitely be something in regards to someone's father. I just want to throw that out there, but that's like in simplest layman's terms, right? Um, it could definitely be in regards to someone's dad or someone's masculine energy. Someone's like the lack thereof. I think someone may have been missing or yearning. I'm saying missing, and they're like, nah, deeper than that. Like, and then I say another word, and they're like, no, go deeper than that, deeper than that. So this, somebody's telling me this is deeper than anything that the cards could even tell me. That's what someone's making me feel like. This is deeper than that. Like it's being felt deeper. This could be someone's child's father. There is a baby here, and so I got to read it how I see it, right? However, this could be, if this is you and you are not a man, this could be your masculine energy, your sacred masculine energy. Someone very much has been struggling with the masculine. I don't know if the masculine is a male, literally, or the masculine energy. Words can't describe, girl. Page of Wands. Page of Wands, and this Page of Wands is interesting to me because because of what's happening in the card, right? So in New York, we say this, boom, check it. That's how you know the story's about to get real juicy, because that's what I'm feeling like. Boom, check it. Copper squat, take a seat. I got some shit to put you onto, right? Someone's either gonna express something to you or share something with you or bring something to you specifically. Like if it's information they gathered specifically to bring it to you. It is for you. Um, for someone here though, this feels like something that it isn't tangible. And so what I mean by that is like this isn't something that I can grab and give to you. I didn't go to the store buy this for you. It's not tangible, right? I don't know why the fuck they just made me explain that, but it's not tangible. So someone's bringing, this could be information. Someone's bringing you information that they've gathered. The thing is that they gathered this information to bring it to you. So on this platform, we always, for the last 5 years, have read the energies, always with the polarity. In the sense where this is information or news or some type of something, some type of information, this could be, right? Someone gathering information because they know that you are miserable at your job and you're looking for a new one, or you would take a better opportunity if it came your way because you're not attached to your job. If this is anything like, let's say, career wise, especially, someone gathers information for you because their job is hiring or their spouse's job is hiring, right? And so they gathered this information for you. It's like this is, for example, this is somebody who's at work, and someone at work tells them, oh, you know anybody who's looking for work, or are you interested in this position? Or and someone's like, no, I'm good, like with my spot, what I'm doing, I'm good, but give me all that information, give me everything you know about that, because I got somebody in mind. You're the person that's in mind. And for some of you, this is you doing this, gathering this information for someone else. Now, the polarity of this, right? Because be careful with this energy. I won't be surprised if we see the crows or the rats. I won't be surprised if we see them, right? Oh, this is a whole download here. So I won't be surprised if we see the crows or the rats, which in this deck, which we're pulling from the Venetian, is like the bonchincheros. People talking, people chatting, people gossiping, people even if it's not ill-intended, there's people who's chatting and talking about stuff that don't got nothing to do with them. It's got something to do with other people, probably even you, right? Now I'm saying I won't be surprised if I see one of those two cards, and spirit is like, you might not, probably won't see those cards, which is the whole point of the reason why I'm showing you those cards, because these people, this talk is going on and you don't even know that it's going on. You're not even, if I hit the mic, my bad, I'm getting used to this. I'm used to it like on the vlog channel, but like for the tarot channel, I'm just not used to like being on the mic. Anyway, I said that because I just whapped it. And I know when I hit it, it sounds loud for you guys. So my bad for those of y'all, especially those of y'all who have headphones in. But the crows and the rats. So we don't have them on the table, but there's this energy of like, this is spirit saying this is happening behind your back. Now, again, polarity. For some of you, this is like positive. This is a good thing. The crows, the rats is people that are chattering, people that are talking, discussing you because they see what you're doing. They see the work you're putting in. They see the effort you're giving to this. They see the strength that you're bringing to something. They see that you're doing something on your own, which is going to bring you or lead you to an opportunity that you're going to be very ecstatic for, very excited for, something that you're going to grab like really quick. The polarity of that, the rats and the crows. There's people talking, but collective, that's all they could do. Because I feel like if it's people gossiping, bochinche, and some dumb shit, people talking about your life, people talking about what you're going through, people talking, somebody could be talking about you because you having a baby, because you having another baby, because you having his baby, her babies. There's a baby here, first card out. And so there's an energy here of like people talking, people gossiping. And also, this is the page. This card is the page. And so somebody could be talking about you because, haha, you're a single mom, which that's super corny, but that's the energy that I'm getting because Page of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, right? So somebody could be like trying to talk shit because you're doing something by yourself in pertaining to kids, children. Um, but again, all they could do is talk. And the shit is that this is people that's talking and really what they're doing is playing the guessing game because they don't have any insight. Listen, you see what's going on in the card? There's a whole inner circle here. There's things going on. There's two types of people in the world. My father used to always say this, man. He rest in peace. There's this thing, right? I always kind of, even in my like day-to-day life, I always kind of go back to things that my dad has said to me over the years. Now in the last like 6 months, there's this thing where whenever I do speak about things that he's told me, I always like, even if it's internal, there's always a smile on me that's like, you know, the Denzel gif when he's like, my man, my man. It's like that. I feel that energy every time I think of something my pops used to tell me, because something my pops used to always say is like, in this card, it looks like these people here, this is conversation here, not anybody could come in. You know how there's like that meme that circulate that's like, oh, you can't sit with us, like you're not on that time with us, like you're not built for this, like this is not for you. And so people who are chatting, people who are talking, discussing you, that's the only thing they can do. That is the only thing they can do because they don't have any insight. They don't have any real scoop. They don't have no real tea. They don't have no real information. All they can do is speculate from the bleachers because they can't get inside. They're not welcome. They're not allowed. They don't have the requirements. They don't have the credentials. They ain't been through it the way these people been through it. And so there's what my pops used to always say was there's two type of people in the world. There's people who do shit and get shit done, right? And then there's people who sit back and watch things get done. And the people who sit back and watch things get done, the only thing that they have to like weigh in their corner is to talk about shit. It's like, you ever meet somebody? Yo, this is like one of my biggest pet peeves, but you ever meet somebody and they tell you, oh, I could have had that Bentley, but like, I didn't really want to spend, like, I didn't really want it because it had red seats, so I didn't want that Bentley, but I could have had that Bentley. Or like, I used to live here in this big ass house in this town that's pristine and expensive and luxurious. Like, You ever meet people like, I know so many people like that, but you ever meet people like that? Because that's what this is giving. This is giving people who, it's like the shoulda, woulda, coulda people. And all they got is to talk about. And there's a Spanish song. I don't even remember the lyrics verbatim, but there's a Spanish song that this is something that he says in the Spanish song is like, let them talk, let them say what they want to say. Because all they have, ahora lo que te queda es hablar de mí. That's all I remember from the song. But really, what he's saying is like, all you got left is to talk about me or to talk on me, like things that you. This could be somebody who was in your life in the past, and so because in the song, that's how he's referencing it in the song. In the song that I'm hearing, I don't know the name of it on the top of my head, but in the song, basically what he's saying is, all you have left is to talk about me. That's all you got left. You no longer have access to me. You know, you can no longer speak to me directly. You can't sit here with me. You're no longer in this field. Like you've been kicked out. You've been exiled. You've downgraded. All you have left is to talk about how you once knew me, or how you was once in my life, how you was once breaking bread with me, how you was once in the presence of a God. Like that's essentially what he's saying in the song. And he says, ahora lo que te queda es hablar de mí. That's it. That's all you got. That's all you got because you're on the outside. And so I'm going to go as far as to say, for those of y'all where this resonates in that aspect, don't put too much thought onto this, because I feel that. I feel like there are people who are like, and it's interesting the way they keep doing that to me. It's like whispering, like, because that's the thing too, is like all they got left is to talk, but they're not even saying the shit that they saying to your face. It's like people throwing indirects on social media. I'm not gonna address nothing that's indirectly said about me on social media ever. Like unless you at me, unless you pick up the phone and call me, unless you knock on my door or ring my bell, I'm never gonna, because I'm not even paying attention to the shit that you got going on, especially if I don't fuck with you. And so for somebody who's, because it feels like somebody's putting a lot of pressure, it's like, it's interesting because it's almost like the more I feel like collective is not giving this person no space or no energy, no pushback, like it's almost like somebody wants static. That's something we say in New York. Like, you want static? You want smoke? Like, we about to get it shaken? Like, that means like you want to fight? Like, that's what that means. But so I don't know if this is somebody who's young or somebody who's ratchet, because I'm about to be 36. I don't really speak like that, but that is New York terminology. So I don't know if this is somebody who's younger than you, somebody who's young-minded, because it could be somebody who's older in age but just young-minded. The static thing, they keep bringing that back up. It's like somebody's looking for friction. Somebody thrives off of friction. They want you to come off as combative, but that's because misery loves company. Collective, we talked about that 5 years ago. We stirred that pot, like we did all of that 5 years ago. We talked about that because it was a time where someone was extremely reactive. Like, you press the button, you're going to get the reaction. You're going to get the response. There was a time where collective was extremely, and when I say collective, I'm included in that. But I feel like for whatever the reason is now, someone doesn't have the static. And it's not that they lost it. It's that there's almost not a desire for it. Now, for someone here, because this feels very specific, for someone here, someone has had no choice but to sit down, right? They're showing me someone being sat down. Like, spirit is like, all right, you wilding out, you need to sit the fuck down right here. Let me pop a baby in you. Let me something. Somebody has been sick, like had a cold or like some type of pneumonia or some shit. Like somebody's been on their ass, parked on their ass for the last few months. Because this feels like they're the way that they're showing me this, it feels like months. Like, because they're showing me cups. So I don't know if this is emotionally, because they are showing me cups, but I'm looking at this as time. So months, cups would be months. So somebody has been parked for a few months. It's like they can't react because they're pregnant. They can't react because they've been sick. They literally don't have the fucking energy. Or somebody can't react because emotionally they're just not there. They're not. I feel very depleted, the energy that someone's showing me, which makes sense because we have the 5 of Pentacles on the table. I feel very depleted. I feel like I've almost certainly, almost certainly exerted all my energy. I have no more static to give you. Somebody and I was I think we were live with the members last week. Might have been last Thursday, when we were live with the members, where I was last, was it last? I don't remember, but it was with the members that we went live, and I was talking about how was this with the members, or did I do this in a personal? I don't remember, but I know last week sometime I did a reading, and this kind of came up, but it came up like it was like a really quick message, and then we kind of moved on to something really quickly. But the message essentially was there's an underlying fear here, an underlying fear of like the static. It's almost like I had to put the static out, because what the static was doing was damaging me. I'm the power box, right? And so you was fucking with me, you was doing things antagonizing me, and I was reacting, and I had every right to react, right? In hindsight. But when I actually sat back and looked at what was actually taking shape, like what was actually happening, the only thing that was being fucked with, the only thing that was like being readjusted every time there was a reaction was me. It's my power that I'm depleting. It's my energy that I'm depleting. And so there's a fear here, because it kind of feels like somebody's either afraid of how they would react. And in that case, it's because somebody has been pushed. And it's almost like someone doesn't recognize someone isn't aware. Yo, retrograde got me by the balls, I'm telling y'all. Someone isn't aware, but this is bugged out, because the way that they're showing me this, someone is aware that they're not aware of their limit. And I was about to say, I hope that made sense, but bitch, that shit made perfect sense. Someone is aware that they are not aware of their limit. So what I mean by that is, like, I've realized that when I crash out, nobody could stop me. Like, if I'm crashing out, like, it's gonna take 6 EMT to get me off of you. If I'm crashing out, I'm on my Lisa left eye shit. Like, what was Shorty's name? The Brockovich, the lady. Damn, I remember her face. I will never forget her face, man. Because people always chew my ass every time we talk about that lady. Was it Linda? No, I think the lady she killed was Linda. But there's an old story. I know the guy's name was Dan Brockovich or some shit like that. I can't remember the name, but for some reason they're bringing me that lady, which is the ex-wife. Shorty did a whole bid with that man. She put him through school. She gave him children. He was her whole life. Her whole life. As soon as he made it to where he needed to make it, and he was getting a little bit of attention from some younger female or females, he ended up leaving the wife for the younger chick, left her with nothing, right? Gave her scraps, and then took the children and brainwashed the children. They gave that lady like life or some shit. And so every now and then when I see the documentaries, I just can't help but to watch it, which I need to stop doing that because it triggers the fuck out of me. And I always, even as a teen, I could always sympathize with her. I always said, like, I mean, not to say that what she did was right, but I mean, I don't know. It's a devil's advocate in me. I don't know why they're bringing that up for me. Because I don't even know the last time I even seen anything about that story or read anything about that story. However, the way that they're bringing this up, because as soon as I saw the lady's face, in my mind, I was like trying to like move past it, because I'm like, I hate talking about it, because first of all, I get worked up. Second of all, I just don't want to go back and forth with nobody, because I know a lot of people are definitely under the belief of like, yo, she murdered 2 people, that was fucked up, she was crazy. But like, was she crazy, or was she pushed to that point? Because like, after you give yourself because that's what you're taught to do, because that's what you're shown to do, because that's the way of the times, that's what you were doing, that's what everyone was doing. And then you do it for 20, 30 years. Like you, I don't know, devil's advocate, devil's advocate. I don't know, maybe that's the message for somebody here. I think somebody has been crashing out. And so when I say crashing out, because again, that's another term that's like Isaac got me saying that because it's a teen term or like a younger people term, but like it makes perfect sense. So I like it, I use it. But crashing out is like when somebody really like hits their breaking point. Like I'm spazzing out. You tweaked. You got me fucked up. You pushed every button. You played too much. Now it's time for me to play. Let's play. That's what crashing out is for anybody who's not sure. But I just feel like I think somebody is going through something and maybe even emotionally and mentally here because the way they're showing me the sword in the cup, it's almost like the cup is not standing, it's sideways, it's tilted over, but the sword is leaning against the cup. And so there's this energy here of, you ever see a boxing match? And by like the fucking fifth round, they first come in, they fucking speeding bullets, right? But then by like the fifth round, they start like hugging each other. Oh man, I hate watching boxing because of that shit. Because I'll be screaming at the TV like, "What are you doing? Why are y'all cuddling on the fucking ring? Why?" But that's the energy they're showing me. That's the energy they're giving me of like someone is but it's compassion. The leaning is compassion. It's like, and I guess that's why they showed me two boxers, because I think this may even, again, whether this is between you and another person, or this is just between, this is you, like I said, the angel and the devil, the inner masculine, sacred masculine, inner feminine, sacred feminine, the higher self, the inner child, the shadow, the light work, the polarities. We all have it, right? Because they going like this, and it feels like somebody who for a long time couldn't maybe resonate, because that was the word they were giving me, but this is like somebody just, they couldn't understand for the life of them, like what the fuck would make you do that, like why would you respond that way, why would you act this way, why are you tripping over this, why are you like there's combat here, and this may even be internal if this is not literally two people. The compassion is what got me fucked up, because they're showing, and I guess that's why they showed me that lady, um because I've always had the compassion for her, like not negating what she did. She should have hit him where it count. She should have got him in the pockets, because that's really all men care about mostly, you know what I'm saying? So she should have got him there, you know what I'm saying? But really shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Because how you expect somebody who is being pushed mentally to be rational? How you expect somebody who hasn't been rationalized with, or hasn't had anyone be compassionate with them, how you expect them to be compassionate? How you expect them to be rationalized? Like, but I feel like this whole reading has come to the point where somebody is at a point where they're like, oh shit. So whether this is you sympathizing with someone else, and it's whoever this someone else is, this would be a someone else that you normally were butting heads with, or this is you, and this is you finding sympathy or being able to be compassionate with yourself in an area where you were the hardest on yourself. And it has to do with the divine masculine energy, or masculine energy rather. I don't want to say divine masculine energy. I just was talking for probably like 20 minutes, probably longer than 20 minutes, because I took out like four, like three, there's three decks on the table, and I've been on here damn near this whole live with just this one deck, four cards on the table. The way they just took me with all of that, I feel like that's how it's breaking down for somebody. Somebody's gonna have some type of enlightenment come through with a child, through a child rather, through a child. It's like, and I'm about to say I can't explain it, but I think it's not that I can't, me the reader. I think if this resonates with you, you are gonna be, if you're not already, in a position where you feel like I can't explain it. And especially if this is someone who already has children, because and this may not be your child. This, you may have your own children, and this may be someone else's child, like a niece that's born, or like a stepchild. If it's your child, you may already have a child, and now this is like a second child. First of all, let's just, because I had a whole conversation. I got one kid, right, that I gave birth to. My daughter has a brother, from her father's side, like a biological brother. And the kids, my daughter's only like probably like 9 months older than her brother. When I tell you, I never forget my baby daddy. It's funny because I don't even refer to him as that, but I remember always her father telling me, like, when we found out that he was about to be born, I always remember her father telling me, like, he was distraught. Like, he was distraught for me. He was distraught for me. I remember him always telling me, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, because I always wanted a boy. I always wanted a son. I love my daughter to death, and she knows this. But like, always wanted a boy first. That was my thing. And so I had a daughter, which I love my daughter to death. But when he found out that the baby's mom was having a boy, he came to me. We weren't even together, and he was hysterical, and he was apologizing for that. Reason why I'm saying this is because I only have one kid biologically, but when I tell y'all that the way I go to bat for my daughter's brother, like, the baby damn near, well, he's not a baby no more. He's my baby, but he's not a baby no more. But he damn near calls me mom. Like, and I always have this debate with people because people always tell me, like, you have one kid, so you can't understand what it's like, right? And I kind of get that, but really I don't, because for moms who have multiple kids, when you have one kid, having 3 kids is not much of a difference anymore. Having 4 kids is not much of a difference, right? But when you go from that one, having one child, to then now you have 2 children, most moms say that that's the most, like, that's where all the change happens. It's like, when you have, once you have 2 kids, once you cross that threshold, having 3 is nothing. Having 4 is nothing. It's like, girl, please, right? But when you go from just me and mine, one baby, to then me and my babies, plural. It don't matter if your babies are 3 babies, 4 babies. Once you hit that second baby, it's like, that's where the most change comes. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm saying all of that because my personal experience, because I can only tell you guys from my personal experience, right? I biologically only have one child, which is Izzy. But from the minute her brother was born, it was always 2. Like, right now, we haven't seen her brother in a few years, not because of something we've chosen, but probably because of how close we were. Certain people didn't like that, and so we were kind of ripped away from each other. But in the years that we were in each other's lives, because I damn near had him with me, right? And so it was natural, like this. It went from I had one kid to like my kids, like anything, everything, whatever he needed, whatever I got her, I got him. And so there's this energy of, like, you go from 1 to 2. And it's just, once it's kids, the first time it's kids, plural, ahí se queda. Like, that's it. And so for moms who have multiple kids, whether it's 2 or 4, once you cross the 1 to the 2 mark, just might as well rip the band-aid. And I've had moms who have like 4 kids, 3 kids tell me, like, having my 3rd kid was a walk in the park. Having my 4th kid was a walk in the park. It was the second kid. Having the second kid was where it was traumatic, because I I was so used to me and my kid, especially if the first kid is like 9, 10 years old, even 5 years old, where you've been for the last few years just you and your kid, and now it's my kids. My kids. The reason why I'm spending so much time on this is because that changes your mind. Something changes in your mind, because another conversation I've had with moms always is the favorite conversation. And I even break this down with Izzy, like, it's never I don't believe it's a favorite thing. I just believe everyone is individual, everyone is different. And so first of all, especially if you're talking about moms, right, and parenting, when you, and I don't know why this is coming up in the reading, but if there's one thing I've learned is to just go with whatever's coming to me. And the way they're giving me this, I don't know who needs to hear this, because I did not think I was going to come on here to talk about this, but here we are. So and if you don't have any kids, like, take it for what it resonates, because for someone, I'm talking about kids, but it may not be kids for you. This may be, this may be partners, this may be spouses, this may be something at work. Like, this is something that the change isn't when it's multiple, like 10, 20, 30, right? It's the change is something that is no one would ever, because if you ask someone, so your second kid was where you was struggling, but now when you had your fourth kid, like, it just doesn't sound like it makes sense. But moms get it, like, especially moms who have multiple kids, you feel me? Because even though I only have one, I don't technically have multiple. I understand it, because just knowing that she had a sibling, it ain't, the baby didn't have to come out of my nutsack. Like, the baby didn't have to, even if he was a girl, it would have been the same concept. That baby is my daughter. That my daughter, Izzy, that's her blood. They have the same blood. Something happens to that boy, or God forbid something happens to either one of them, they can help each other probably, because they have the same DNA, even if it's like a half sibling. I don't see a half. That's her brother. And so the same way I would take a head off for my daughter, it was the same, whether I liked his mom or not, whether I knew his mom or not, no matter my dynamic with their father, like, my kid, those are my kids always, no matter what. We won't see him for 10 years. That's still my kid. It's still my kid. Like, I got him no matter what, anything he ever needs. And so I get that. Like, I can understand and sympathize. Somebody is going through something with the kids, because why the fuck y'all got me talking about my kids right now is insane. I don't know. But there's something happening with kids. And I'm not quite sure where this goes. Because again, for some of you guys, the way I'm just going on a tangent about Izzy's brother, who's not my son biologically, this could be someone's niece or nephew, where someone could be having trouble with, like, a baby dad, or like the child's other side of their family, because someone's making me feel like that's still my business, that's still my kid, but it's like a nephew or a niece. But someone's like, no, fuck that, that's my sister's kid, she shitted him out, that's my kid. Because something happens to my sister, that's going to be my kid, I'm taking it, not no dad. Like, someone's like that. So I don't know, there's something with a kid here that someone is like very adamant, very adamant. But the switch, because they're bringing me back to the switch, there's a switch here for someone, which again, this is something that I've explained to Izzy mad times too, is like, it's not a favorite thing. You have to be different with each kid, because each kid is a different human. Each kid is a different person, right? And so naturally, you may have a child that's more emotional, as opposed to the other child who's more self-efficient and reliant and independent, So you have to be different shades of you with each of your children, right? If you have multiple. But also there's a layer here where I always try to explain this to Izzy. Be, um, So, like, for example, I had Izzy when I was a teenager, right? But if I was to have a kid today at 35-ish, almost 36, I'm like 20 minutes away from 36, but right. If I was to have a kid today, they would have had two very completely different shades of me. So they would both have me as a mom, but I would be a different me with the new kid, because when I had a kid, I was still a kid, technically. And my life, I was in a different place in my life, and so now today, if I had a kid today, I would be someone entirely different, because I'm someone different. I learned a lot I made a lot of mistakes with Izzy. She was my first kid, I didn't have a village for Izzy the way, even now here with you guys, talking with you guys, and I could only imagine myself, having a baby at this point, how many of you guys would reach out and be in contact, and it's internet, you know what I'm saying? So, like, even something as far as that, it's like, just everything is different now from when I was a mom my first time around. So I don't know why they're tapping me into this, because either someone's hard on themselves because they feel like someone's having a kid now, or has had a kid, and they've been battling between, I did it like this for the first one, but I really feel drawn to doing it this way. But there's a guilt here of like, I don't want to give one better than the other, but like, I want to give my kids the best. And I realize now that what I did, how I responded, what I believed for the first one, it don't resonate now. It's somebody's conflicted. Somebody, and again, with the Five of Pentacles, this is somebody who, in this conflict, somebody feels isolated. Somebody feels like they're the only ones going through this. Oh man, that's funny. And like, I'm not laughing at you, but it's funny to me because every time we go through like some really fucked up dark shit, why we do that? Like, as human beings, we always isolate ourselves and make it like if it's a us thing. It's not a us thing. This is definitely something that millions of moms go through. We just, a lot of times we couldn't even identify what it was exactly, you know. We didn't have all these labels back in the day. Now they have a fucking label for everything, you know, from everything from sexuality to fucking mental condition to fucking, we got 10 different shades of anxiety. Like, we have a plethora of information these days. We didn't have that just 10 years ago, let alone 30, 40 years ago, you know. And so someone feels alone, but they're not alone. Someone, and again, so we're going to end this tonight the same way we started this, because we came in with this message of, if you feel like you're too fat and overweight and you don't like how you look, and I'm saying too fat, not I'm saying it, is like someone is saying it to themselves, like, I'm too fat, I'm too overweight. If you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see physically, you can change that. You don't need BBL money. You need discipline. If you feel like you're too thin, um, hello, you don't need BBL money. You need discipline. If you don't like who you see because you don't like who you've been, if you don't like your attitude, if you don't like your demeanor, if you feel like you've been too reserved and too shy and too much in hermit mode and too quiet, but you're creative and you're funny and you have a lot of information and you have a lot of knowledge to share, then change it. You don't, just because you've been shy for 20 years don't mean you got to be shy for the next 20 years of your life. It's okay to change. It's okay, and it's possible. It's not just okay, it's possible to do it. Is it going to be easy? No, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying it's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's not. But anything that you ever get or anything that you ever acquire that's quick, you might as well just throw it out, because if it's acquired quickly, it's going to be gone quicker, you know. And so someone has their work cut out for them. Someone is just now starting a journey. Someone literally, I'm walking out the door and they're walking in like, oh bitch, I just got here. Don't do that to me. Like, don't do that to me. You're not leaving and I just got here. But I think this is a metaphor for, I mean, it's literally happening, but I feel like it's a metaphor for someone's feeling like they're starting over. You're not starting over. Somebody's crying and they're like, I can't believe I'm starting over from the beginning. So again, if this has to do with kids, because they're showing me the baby. So if this has to do with kids and someone has like a 15-year-old and they're, having a baby and they're like, oh my God, I'm fucking starting over. You're not starting over. You're having a new chance to do something. It's a new opportunity to do something. There's a chance here for you to get it right, do it better, do it smarter. You don't have to work as hard this time around. You've been there before, it's all about perspective, because even if this is not to do with any kids, it's all about perspective. It's about how you're looking at what you're being dealt. Because the things that you've asked for, oh, this is a word. The things that you've asked for, collective, you're always given what you're asking for. When you ask God for things, when you're praying, He's delivering every single time. The problem is that because it doesn't look how you want it to look, you're ignoring it. You're acting oblivious to it. But you're always getting what it is you're asking for. It's just a lot of times we're asking for shit that we're not equipped to handle. And so, my little canepas are freezing because it just got cold. I've been out here for a while, which I probably played myself. Probably. But collective, I hope everyone has had a good Thanksgiving. A peaceful Thanksgiving. 10 of Swords. A peaceful Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving where you can just move forward. and not have to dwell on any negativity, right? I love you guys wholeheartedly. We're going to be live tomorrow because today's Thursday. So even though we've been doing once a week, today just was live because, like I said in the beginning, I've been live with y'all for every holiday. My brother passed away on New Year's Eve and I was live with y'all. So there was no way this Mercury retrograde today was going to fuck with the link to the point where it was going to bully me into not coming live today. Because if you was with me in the beginning of this live, you know, I was like a half an hour late to the party. Like, it's not okay. Not okay. I had to set a whole nother link. Like, it was a shitstorm. It was a shitstorm. So, then that's a word for somebody too. It was a shitstorm. It was some shit to get to where you at right now. And I think somebody is overlooking that. Somebody's going through something that's very difficult. And I'm not taking from the fact that it is difficult what you're experiencing. But you also need to not take away from the fact that what you've gone through to get to this point, you've already went through difficult. So this is just a new type, a new design. You built for this. You've done it before. You got the tools. We've already crossed these bridges before. You're not new to this collective. You're true to this. I don't know what the fuck this is because it's gonna be different for everybody. But for whatever this is, it definitely feels like it ain't your first rodeo. You survived the first time, you're going to flourish this time because now you know better, hopefully, right? I love you guys wholeheartedly. I fuck with you guys the longest way. Hopefully tomorrow I'm able to set the link because I set the link today an hour and a half in advance. Problem is it didn't pick up the link. So it was set for an hour and a half, and right before I was going to come on, the link wouldn't show up. It was unlisted. Mercury is retrograde. So we're not even going to go into detail because y'all already know what type of time we on with that. But tomorrow I am going to try to set the link in advance because we'll be live tomorrow, probably in the nighttime. Most likely in the nighttime. Most likely in the nighttime. But if we go live during the day, I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. So I love you guys and I fuck with you guys the longest way. If anything resonated here tonight, please do not hesitate to hit that like button. And I gotta get my life. I gotta get my life together. Y'all see this? This is not okay. Not okay. Anyway, let me get inside before my back starts to fuck with me. Oh, Charlotte's getting up. She's yawning. She already knows it's bedtime. I love y'all. Have a good, safe holiday. Please do not drink and drive. Please do not get in no car with nobody who's drinking. Don't even get in a whip. Stay in your aunt's house. Stay in your cousin's house. Like, stay in your mom's house. Don't even drive. Don't even get into a vehicle. Because Lord knows who else is out there driving recklessly. Don't do it. You don't want to say bye? No. She's over it. She's tired. I'll see you guys mañana.